So I'm going to go ahead and start a session today. I've talked through the pendulum um, as to what topic should be discussed, and since I'm kind of little blank today, um, I was told just do a throw on the whole, and whatever the Scrabble pieces come out, we take it as that's what needs to be spoken about. If there is any confusion on what the Scrabble pieces are showing, then the pendulum can be used to decipher what next. This last night that I've slept to this morning, so there was lots of questioning and interrogation happening in my sleep. And of course, I'm doing the interrogation, but it is not me. It is somebody who was an interrogator who was put upon me. And so, what all the interrogation is today, when I've woken up, I can't remember, frankly telling you. But I know it was heavy questioning happening. And upon waking up, though, I can't even remember what the topic was. Okay, but it was interrogation. So, that's okay. What we'll do is we'll just go ahead and ask the pendulum, take permission, and ask how to go ahead. Today is a Saturday, it's a late start, it's nearly 12 noon. So 11:31 in this clock. 17th, it is Shani's day only. 17th of May 2025. So actually the day is 4 Rahu, and it is Rahu and Shani double. Okay, so it's okay. We go ahead and do the read. Let's see what the pendulum, what the Scrabble decides to talk. And we take it, it's an open-ended question. We take it forward after that. Okay. So we first take Ganesh ji and Shirdi Sai Baba and Shani's blessings. So we first take Ganesh ji's blessings, then we take Shirdi Sai Baba's blessings, then we take Shiv ji's blessings, then we take Shani's blessings, then we take Parvati Mata's blessings, then we take Kartikeya's blessings, then we take Vishnu's blessings, then we take Ram and Krishna's blessings, then we take Gaur Mata's blessings with all the gods in her. Okay. Now, since we're going to ask the pendulum, I have asked her. Yesterday what I did is, off camera, I asked her what she wants to eat. She gave me full list of food and I didn't record it. She gave me full list of what all she wants to eat, what I should offer. But most of the food was what Kiran uncle in their Lunavla house eats. So I didn't record it because there's no need to actually record these personal things. But I was surprised that she asked for quiche baked. You see these tea leaves here because she asked for tea leaves and she was very happy. Then she asked for quiche. She asked for big dish, asked for thepla, asked for thali, asked for bhel, asked for corn, bhutta, asked for, these are all the things my mom and Kiran uncle used to eat. It's not stuff we eat. We're pakka non-veg. Her entire menu is vegetarian. So this is why I am telling you, Kiran uncle is no more in the body. What do you think is Kiran uncle? वो Kiran uncle है ही नहीं. Kiran uncle was fair and chikna actually, if you want to know the real Kiran uncle. Because as a child you only identify good energy, bad energy. Uncle is talking differently English from how we speak English. He's English is little different, little Gujarati twist. We've all gone to convents from my grandmother's time. So uncle speaks differently, but he's a very sweet man, but he's very fair. Papa is very dark comparatively. Uncle has so much white hair on his hair, grey hair on his head. Papa is bald. This is how a 4-year-old, 5-year-old will decipher things. That's how I did when I'm 5, 6 years old. Papa's got a temper, but uncle's very, very sweet. He's very calm. You understand? So Kiran uncle actually is fair and chikana. Okay. Okay. Cutie Pie, are you with me, Varsha? Call you KAT. Right? You are French bloodline, sweetie? I am Indian bloodline. The one with the stubby nose and with a spoilt chin. I am Indian bloodline. I am Spanish bloodline, cutie. You were trained by Jaitley, Arun Jaitley? Or if not trained, at least were you, can you say, were you guided by Arun Jaitley? Looking like Arun Jaitley? Did you ever let me know? Is it because you and I were enemies? Were we friends? Arun Jaitley told you it is top secret and it is an important mission and you must not mention it to anybody else. Arun Jaitley told you that I am of a less intelligence. Something wrong with me? That IQ level and intelligence level, I'm of no good, like a duffer. But you are very clever. Did only he guide you? Okay. Did Mr. JAYA.ADVANI, the original JAYA.ADVANI, guide you? Any shapeshifter for Mr. JAYA.ADVANI guided you? Was he Dominic from Nordic Criminal Cartel, is what you're telling me? That is 87 onwards? Were you guided by Ramesh Advani? The Ramesh Advani you were guided by is the real brother of JAYA.ADVANI, the original JAYA.ADVANI, who worked at Madura Courts. Were you guided by the original Mr. Ramesh Advani who worked at Madura Courts? Mr. Nikhil Advani's father, who was the cause of the breakup between Mama and Papa. Was the real Mr. Ramesh Advani and his wife the cause for the breakup of Mama and Papa? Okay, so were you guided by that couple? Were you guided by the real Kailash Advani in this matter? were you guided by Mrs. Ritu Malia? So you're saying were you guided by Mrs. Ritu Malia in the first 11 years of her marriage to Mr. Vithal Malia? Were you guided by a replica of Mrs. Ritu Malia after Mrs. Ritu Malia, after 11-12 years of her marriage, was pulled off and somebody else was plugged into her place at United Breweries Brewery House? That is post 1987. That was done by Arun Jaitley. Simultaneously, Ramesh Advani lost his job at Madura Courts. So he started messing around with all 5 siblings of the Advani household, of who used to hang around as the Advani household. So you were guided by the replica of Ritu Malia, who told me, Jaya, you are too self-righteous. You can't be that self-righteous, and you are naive too, right? But that is how my foundation was in the upbringing by the original Advanis. Very strong. Anyway, were you also guided by Koshi Gupta in any way? Now, Papa's real sister, Kaushalya Advani, did he really have a sister called Kaushalya Advani who was about 10-11 years younger than him? She studied at JB Pettit High School in Bombay. She did home science because she didn't want to study. She was not good at her studies. She could be a little dyslexic given how much age gap there is. And also her father was at least 15 years or 20 years older than Dadi. In his second marriage, first child also did not survive. Then 5 children were born with huge gaps. So it is possible she was not okay at her studies and she wasn't. So she is the one who did home science. Now, is that lady in her human form today? Is she in her human form? Is she in her physical body? Okay, so in short, all 5 siblings, is there anybody amongst those 5 siblings who's still left behind in their human form? Is it one person only left behind? Are there 2 siblings left behind in the human form? Are there 2 siblings still alive somewhere in the world in the human form? 3 siblings alive in the human form somewhere in the world? Are there 3 Advani siblings still alive somewhere in the No, wait 1 minute. Siblings, you're talking about my siblings? I'm asking about Mr. Kani Advani siblings or Kailash Advani siblings or Tarachand Advani siblings. I'm talking about between the 5 siblings who become our chachas and their sisters. Is there anyone who's still alive in their human form? Is it one person of the previous generation that is alive? Only one is alive? 2 of them are alive still? Are there 2 siblings who are still alive from that family? Anywhere in the world, it doesn't matter. But 2 people are alive. Do they give it criminal activities? The original Advani siblings? Do they give it any criminal activities? Now let's just hope they're not stuck underground somewhere. Are they free are they free the way I am above, living a normal life somewhere, wherever? So living a normal life free somewhere in the world, do they give it any kind of criminal activity? Connect with Jaitley's bullshit. Yesterday I asked you about Jaitley's actual lineage from the Middle East. I don't know if I took a recording of it, but since I'm just on the topic, out of the Middle East 14-15 countries that were listed, did you give me Yemen as one country, Turkey as another country, and Iran as another country? So you say his bloodline actually is connected with Iran, Turkey and Yemen? Is it connected? Is that true? Is it connected with Iraq? Arun Jaitley's bloodline is Iraqi. Is it Israeli? Is it Syrian? Is it UAE? Is it Saudi Arabia? Is it Kuwait, Qatar, Doha, Bahrain? God only knows what these places are. Algeria, God only knows. But is it any of the other countries? It is Turkey? Yemen? Because Yemen I got many times in my read, I didn't know how to understand it. And Iran? Is my bloodline also Irani? Yemenis? Turkey? I'm primarily from Spain. Maximum bloodline of mine is Spanish, you say? Mr. Arun Jaitley, if he's from Yemen, Turkey and from Iran, he came from an upper middle class family? His family background is upper middle class? Or middle class? His real background, before he has met, Bhargava's, or let's just say Divya's mother, when she was in college or in school, God really knows when they became friends. But is he from a background which was middle class? Is he below middle class background? So is he actually then that who rises from the Middle East? The anti-god that rises from the Middle East? Is he that? The word rises means it starts from very, very humble beginnings. So that's your man. Okay, when I asked you about Mr. Rajnath Singh, we were talking about killing Pakistani terrorists, which is good. Except that it's not good to kill those terrorists who have done all the hard work using Indian army, Pakistani army, because those terrorists become evidence for all the contracts given to them. And calling out people for whatever was given to them, they did the work, now they are not needed. Now there's a different way of dealing with the public. Right? So anyway, let me ask. Varsha, yesterday did I ask about Mr. Rajnath Singh's DNA and his actual genealogy? Mr. Rajnath Singh is Defence Minister of India, or he's holding some position in India's ministry. He's been a good guide for the Indian armies, this recent skirmish that they had with Pakistan. Mr. Rajnath Singh is a good example of an Indian. So is he of Indian bloodline? I will ask you, is Mr. Rajnath Singh of Indian bloodline? But the surname Singh is to Indian bloodline only. Is he Indian bloodline? He's pretending to be Indian bloodline? Does he know who he really is? He's aware of his own ancestry and his own bloodline as Jaitley. They're fully aware of who they actually are. So Mr. Rajnath Singh actually comes from countries surrounding Indian, outside of India border. So I said, is he Pakistani bloodline? Is he Bhutanese bloodline? Is he Sri Lankan bloodline? Afghanistani bloodline? Nepali bloodline? Bangladeshi bloodline? Chinese bloodline? Uzbekistani bloodline? Kazakhstani bloodline? Mr. Narendra Damodar Das Modi, can I call him late Mr. Narendra Damodar Das Modi, who we keep getting was put into a Nidra state and harassed like nobody's tomorrow, and he laughed at them? Was he an Indian bloodline? The man who has gone to the mutts, married only for a few days, after which he left and went to find himself and dedicated his life to Indian politics as part of the BJP RSS. Is he pure Indian bloodline? Did these guys murder him? Of course, harass him to the nth degree, and wear his ego then, or his ET. But can we say these guys contributed towards getting rid of the real Narendra Damodar Das Modi in their own manipulative, deceptive style that they do it? Have they used the Hindu agenda involving huge amount of criminals from Europe who are very mobile throughout the world, played the Hindu game, but themselves are from places like Yemen, Iran, Turkey and Kazakhstan, and dare to talk about Sindoor as their operation with great ethics, with my 5-month marriage as an example of how marriage is viewed. Then so ethical and moralistic, they call it jihad and blame the Pakistanis or the terrorists who now have nicely been bombed, not with Yemeni's money, not with Turkey's money, that place though they put in a turmoil with civil war, but with Indian army resources and Pakistani army resources. Confusion galore, resources somebody else's, to sort confusion created by the confuser. The typical manner in which they've been functioning for the longest time. Have I understood it right? This bunch is the same bunch which went to Saudi and Qatar and Doha and wherever the hell they've gone to. Did they do Kira over there also? in these 3-4 days that they've gone over there? Did they mess around Rio entry somewhere or the other in these places? Is it going to be found out soon by the officials and stopped whatever mess they always make? Wherever they go, they mess it up. Are these guys now going to get stopped? We want real governance, man. And peace. Frankly telling you, nobody wants to waste their time in this cheap manner where a handful of crooks get rich each time. Using the resources, hard work put in by pretty much everybody. Now you do the due diligence. Also primarily the forensics of the DNA, including mine, with a bunch of experts from global setup knowing who they exactly are. And every bloody fucking duplicate who knows they're a duplicate must in writing let people know, because everybody is very churnable. They're very churnable. You're just an asset, man. That's it. You're a pawn. You first wake up to that. So you should actually give in writing. If you know you are a replica, please write it to the Indian army or whichever army who's decent, or the police. Make a program in which whoever wants, it's like declaring, do a declaration, okay, this is the case. Then let there be a team of people in the medical side, research side, scientific side, pull them together from key places, not these rogue nations with rogue people. First and foremost, is the nation the rogue nation, or is it just a cartel of criminals who are up to some nonsense? So making sure the quality of whoever the researchers are, the medicos are, not from one institution, because they've gone and actually mixed things in every institution. So only after you know the quality is fine. Let them study the case on case basis, as well as figure out the DNA and to the root of what it is. You have to do it. Because what these guys have done, according to my guess, is it is possible the terrorists took on good, the egos, ETs of good people, edited their genes also, and then did the rogue shit on good people. So you need to get to the core of it, and that is undoing the editing. So you need to do it. And the armies need to decide whether you want to waste your resources, whether you are Russia, whether you are America. These guys are playing you. Or you say, and you be putta and say, no, first let's check, you show your authenticity. These guys is just a pool. The world population is too much to be fooled around with. They're using other people's resources. So definitely you can be putta. You put your hands like this and say, no, first show who you are. Because after all, your strength is far greater. Why you are playing sounds in my body? Putta mana, you don't move. You be the mule. Be stubborn. You have the authority. I said the constable is of more authority if he has his own DNA genes on him. By birth, he is who he is. He is not shape-shifting. He is not giving with activities that are criminal. He is as clueless as I am till I do this pendulum. He's honest about his job. He's more authorized to catch the miscreant no matter at what level the miscreant's at. Shape-shifting at. That's black and white. It needs to be black and white. That's it. The grey needs to be cut off. These guys have been thriving for eternity on the back of hiding and creating grey wherever they go. And if you are getting scared of position, how do you know whoever is in the position, it's the original and not the duplicate? How do you know? So I don't think you should be bothered about position. I think you should be bothered about the job you're supposed to do. And if there is somebody who is not a devious demon, he will support you no matter how much money he has. If he is a demon and devious, well, get rid of him. Crime and criminal, that's it. Crime, criminal. ATS का जॉब क्या होता है? Human rights today is criminal rights, frankly telling you. Okay, Varsha, cat. You want me to do a general throw? So you will do the talking? Because my mind is kind of blank, and since yesterday, as I told you, there is something in the left side of my body that's hurting from the neck nape to my left arm. So this is why I'm a little slow today. What I'm going to do, and a little cranky too, but I'm going to now just do the throw. Okay, and you talk what you want to talk. If you want to address the dream where the interrogation is happening, I'm the interrogator, though I've never interrogated anybody. So if you want to address that, do it. If you want to address something else, do it. I'll just do a general throw and we see what we get out of it. Okay. Now this is what we are. Okay, the world, the entire Brahman. So much fighting for. हॉलीडे पे आते हैं, नेक्स्ट हॉलीडे हमको कब मिलेगा, वीज़ा कब मिलेगा, कुछ पता नहीं है. ये एक हॉलीडे को भी बर्बाद करो. So anyway, let's just go with it. Let's see what she wants to say. So you tell me what you want to say. What I've got, so what fell out on its own. Okay, so luckily I can wear my glasses since it's not the pendulum. NRI MRI TN, Tamil Nadu. Yesterday also she gave me Tamil Nadu. So sun, our sun means I don't know what she's trying to say. So what I'll do is I'll move this here. I don't know what she's trying to address, frankly telling you. She's talking about, yesterday also she told me something about the CBD of Chennai or Tamil Nadu, watching my home from MG Road. Now I don't even know if Tamil Nadu has an MG Road or which place has an MG Road in TN. Oh my god, I better be careful. 1 minute. तो वहाँ पे बस एक अपोलो हॉस्पिटल है, अकॉर्डिंग टू माई अंडरस्टैंडिंग, मे बी मे नॉट इवन बी. So I too don't know that family, frankly, what the component of it is, but she says there are 2-3 people from that family who've been removed. The founders knows what she's saying. So anyway, so Varsha, I'm kind of confused over here. MRI is got to do with maybe it's an RTI, Right to Information Act, and Tamil Nadu. But what have I got to do with this? Here it is not about being NRIs. You got it wrong. It's not about being NRIs. It is about being an Indian citizen with a different genealogy. Some people kidnapped and brought into this place without our knowledge. I could be one of them, I may not be one of them. I don't know. Varsha definitely was. She says she's a French bloodline. A child is, if you're a French child, would you grow up in India or would you prefer to grow up amongst your own in France? My background, if I'm an ugly child from a shitty background, my reputation has been attacked from the time I was 13 years old. Normal people don't do that. My face is evidence of 3 different times when it has been spoiled. I'm not crazy to live in a place where I'm attacked all the time. And I'm like a fish out of water. You need to use your common sense. But I can't blame you because you need to know how I was brought up, which you don't know. You know according to the rumors, but those rumors were created by whom? It was part of the grapevine and the network by somebody who has access to it. I don't. Yet I wasn't brought up in poverty. Yet you believe I was. Tomorrow, a child who's brought over here and grown up the Indian way doesn't know the truth about the self, as in the DNA. The kidnapper knows everything. He plays everybody. Tomorrow when it suits him and he feels a little threatened, he can trigger this network and say, oh, create 100 different issues because it suits him at that time. Who's going to listen to the one person who didn't even know who they are? After all, he's triggering crowds. For that, you have to have access to the network. You have to have access to the criminal network. You have to have access to all the corporates. You have to have access to such a network where you're able to change things and confuse things. So it's not about an RTI. It is something much bigger and more devious. And frankly, it is not in your face. It is the genealogy. It is the genealogy. It is the DNA. It is basically taking DNAs of people and then doing a forensics on it to figure out who they really are. Then studying it closely, what their activities have been. Have they contributed to destroying the country called India, or have they, or any other country for that matter? Did they do it knowingly or unknowingly? Okay, they didn't do anything, but they're not from here. So now what to do with them? Then there are others wearing the DNA of Indians in key positions. What is their role? Who are they really? You go take it back to Kazakhstan and you take it back to Turkey, you take it back to Iran, you take it back to Yemen. You look at the whole package. Then you understand. RTI is not going to help you. NRI doesn't help at all. That is going in circles. So anyway, I don't know how the MRI actually works. I know what the MRI is, but that is primarily to see if in the body there are any cysts that is hiding somewhere in the body, right? Or in the, yeah, anywhere. That's the MRI. You can do the brain scanning also. I would love to get that done. NRI, but I think this has got to do with genealogy more than anything else. Gene editing. Now, what is it got to do with TNRTI? I don't know what she's trying to say. If anyone understands what she's saying, okay, I don't understand it. Okay. Also, we have Tamil Nadu. We have Rosie as usual. Her son. I don't understand what she's trying to say. Oh, is she trying to say he's shape shifting for Narendra Modi? He's actually an NRI? But Rosie's surname, her name is what? Rosie or Rosy? I don't think it is Rosi. I don't think it is Rossi. It is Rosie. So I don't know what she's talking about, but NM must be Narendra Modi. There's no Damodar Das. There's no Namo. Moni's name is from the merchant household. Her name is over here. She is Kiran uncle's real niece. Manik Lal's daughter, I think. I've never met her, so if I had to meet her, I wouldn't know what she looks like. I frankly don't know what most of them look like, to tell you very frankly. I have a picture of everybody based on Kiran uncle's looks, the Chikna man. But and then there is a Jigna Bhatia also from school. So they're all very fair, And so I have my own conjuring of what they would be looking like based on Jigna Bhatia and Kiran uncle. Other than that, I really don't know them for who they actually are. So let me ask her if that's what she's trying to say. I don't know. Varsha, when it comes to Rosie, you're talking about Fernandez, who was working at Fort Jacksonville for Papa in the home office, JAYA.ADVANI and Company and Kani and Company, 70s, 80s and early 90s in 509 Tulsiani Chambers. Okay, now you're talking about that Rosie. Why is she spelled wrongly? She has a son who lives abroad who's an NRI. You're saying he is shape-shifting for Narendra Damodar Das Modi? Is that what you're trying to say? But he's an NRI? They come from Tamil Nadu, or they have relatives in Tamil Nadu or some connection with Tamil Nadu? Okay. So I don't understand what you're trying to do. The RTI and the MRI, are you asking me to get an MRI done? You want me, Jaya, to get an MRI done? Are you saying the MRI will help you understand if somebody's brain is not their own? Is there something in the brain structure that changes, or do you see a device of any kind inserted into the brain through the MRI that tells you who they are? Is that what you're saying is one way to address the NRI issue and the RTI that these guys did earlier, trying to find out nationality or the truth? You're saying the MRI is what will give the answer? Full body MRI? Full body MRI, end to end. You're suggesting it for every person? You're saying that will give the identity of the shapeshifters? They have to be inserted with something to wear the ego of somebody else? Has it been planted in my body without my knowledge also? But then the point is, I'm to saying they did it without my knowledge, then everybody else can say the same thing. How we will find the miscreant? Anyway, you say the stat is having an MRI just to figure out who's plugged and who's not plugged, so they come back to their original form. The finding out who did this devious shitty behavior or did this kind of stuff, that is part 2. Is that what you're saying? You're saying start with the MRI. Starting with the MRI, you'll come to know who is what. Is that what you're suggesting? Is that what you're trying to say? Are you saying do an RTI? You are saying RTI already happened, connected with something to do with NRI? You are saying now going forward we must do MRI to sort the issue? Okay. Okay. Are you saying Rosie Tin, son? You saying Rosie NRI son? Tamil Nadu is an important place? Chennai? Why? The people living in the tin have all been plugged? Is that what you're trying to say? Unginat plugged in the tin of Tamil Nadu? This is like the 5th time I'm getting the same thing. That's what you're trying to say? That is to create a civil war on purpose to trigger people off so that there is disorder in law and order? As usual, using other people's brains, resources to create problems in a country so then they can come pouncing in and destroy everything, something of that sort, really playing foul? Okay. So this is NRI, but if we take that out and we put this in tin, we still have NM. Western Railway, because she moved to Bhayandar. First she was working in, she was staying in Bandra East. So you don't take Victoria Terminus train to go to her home. Whether she's living in Bhayandar or whether earlier when she was living in Bandra East. In her case, she has to go through Churchgate. So when she can get down at Marine Lines or she can get down at Churchgate, for her it is a quick walk to Forge as well. So she used to like that. It's convenient. She's saving money also. She doesn't need to take a cab. When my dad moved to Nariman Point, at that time the bus thing had started, but it was not so frequent. Walking from Churchgate to Nariman Point is double the distance of walking from, or maybe even more than double the distance than walking from Churchgate or Marine Lines to Forge Ashwell. That's like within a 5-minute walk. Churchgate also is equidistant, Marine Lines also equidistant to Jaswell. It's just a straight walk, and then you come into the lane and you come to my home. So she used to find that very convenient. She used to complain about going to Nariman Point because it had just opened, I think, at that time. So infrastructure was not yet put into place. So, cabs charge you extra. It's a new place. Walking is it's a longer distance. Buses are far, like fewer, till the place didn't become populated. But by the time the place became populated, she had left the job. Later on, you could share a cab and split the bill. But initially, they didn't have that, and also buses were few. So this is why they're talking about that Rosie only, who has lived in Bandra and has lived at Bandar, which you need to take only Churchgate train or Western Railway. It's on the Western Railway line. The other line, which is the Harbour Railway, or then the Central Railway, which used to be Victoria Terminus, then became CST, Ray Road, Sivri, Sion, Nerul, Palm Beach, Vichumbe, Pichumbe, all that, Kamote, Pamote, that's a different line. That's from the back roads, and it's a completely different line. So here they are definitely talking about her. So her son, now what is it with the tin? I don't know. She's saying it has got to do with Tamil Nadu's tin. Many people being chipped. What needs to be asked is does he have a hand in it? Role is role, it doesn't matter. Who has a hand in all of this? Who has done this shitty thing? That's the question. So, Varsha, if I can ask you, are you saying Rosie's son has a hand in chipping people living in the tin in Tamil Nadu and other places? You say he's a contributive factor to chipping people living inside of the tin and other homes also? You're saying unginat people are chipped in Tamil Nadu? Whole idea is what? To get them to get triggered with anger issues or any kind of issues, contributing to mass confusion, on the back of which people pretending to be caretakers of the Indian society morally and ethically, and the upkeep of law and order are actually the contributive factors to destroying the country, playing the Hindutva game, but anything but Hindutva, or being Hindus. In fact, getting rid of the actual Hindu stealth mode, whether in business or in parliament. Is this properly coined? Are we being run by rogues instead? Fooling people galore. Are they going to be stopped in time? You assure me this? Rosie's son's name is what? You're talking about her son Rocky being shape-shifting for Indian Parliament? But Modi's height is not more than 5'6" in height. That job Jaitley can do. A tall man cannot do that. A 5'2" lady can become 5'6" in height, but a 5'10" man cannot become 5'6" in height. Rosie Fernandez's son is shape-shifting in the parliament as somebody tall. Rosie is shape-shifting for place of Narendra Damodar Das Modi. They have a hand in the chipping of the tin sheds in Tamil Nadu and other places. That's what you're trying to say? Rosie is Indian bloodline? Is Rosie Fernandez Indian bloodline? Rosie Fernandez is actually Indian bloodline. Her natural birth is Indian bloodline. Her children are Indian bloodline. So there's a problem in her children's bloodline also. Is it a natural problem? Did some people from outside the country knock her real children off and then put themselves into her kids' place? So are you saying there are some people from the Middle East who have plugged themselves in as her children? Anybody from South Africa? With gene editing? They're in the Indian Parliament. You are telling me the real DNA of some people in the Indian Parliament are from the Middle East and from South Africa. Gene edited to be Indian? Is it findable if they do a forensics on it? So maybe this is Tony, Rosie's son, Win, Narendra Modi, or something of that sort. But the point is, this boy, if I remember his height, if he worked in Times of India, which is TOI, his actual height is about 5'9", 5'10". He cannot come down in height. She, as a woman wearing a bandage over her chest, which many shapeshifters do, from my study, to flatten a woman's torso into a man's torso. So a short woman and a very thin woman or a slightly built woman can very well move up 2-3 inches, not more than that, to become a man. But you can't shorten a height. Yet it is contributive to the tin shed and the chipping. The whole problem of your lynching act that you have spoken about. Party members lynching is not their own brain. It is triggers sent to the brain after having chipped them without their knowledge. Your Starlink does just that, even in remote areas, so that if people have common sense to stop it or to question it, Starlink wants to stamp down on everybody's brains so that the common sense of saying, hey, you're being stupid. If this country has managed to survive all these years in spite of the diversity, how much it would have shaken the anti-God. He's just not able to break it. He's going to do everything devious. Not only is he going to do things that are devious, the fact of the matter is my reading zillion percent is indicating that the reincarnation of Stalin and Hitler has already happened. The synagogue and the Jews Kasab attack is that only. You trying to bring sulfur into my home to make me vomit all the time, gassing my room up, making it very hazy ever since 2006 is another example. My near death experiences on the back of your sulfur nonsense, and I come to know it's sulfur because you mentioned it yesterday. I was calling it sodium. I threw up yesterday twice, today little also, but yesterday properly I threw up. The kettle you sent me, the handle was broken, wiring showing, filled with sulfur. Washed it 3 times, drank tea from it, vomited twice. You were using the term sulfur. But then the sickness was there in me, in Sumantas, for 1.5 years. You've been making people fall, making them dizzy for now quite some time. So, only to indicate the anti-god is desperate. Last time he failed it really badly, Hitler's reincarnation, Hitler in that life. Shamefaced he had to go, but he's the same man who has a superiority complex. So, what a normal person will not get so badly hit in the ego. Somebody who is functioning from a place of a superiority complex has exercised his thought pattern and then lost that place. For him, shamefacedness would be a zillion times more. That man spoiling my face for a long time, from the time, and reputation from the time I am 13, is his own atmic problems that he has faced. He needs to go and project it on other people. Spoiling reputation, spoiling face. But then using very poisonous or then acidic kind of things. How did you do it? I don't know. So those problems are inherent. In fact, one more example of why this anti-god is alive. There are many people who are holed up in places underground. Different pockets in India itself. They're the original Hindus. And if not original Hindus, they may not all be, but they're the original founders of very key positions. Then there are people for 9 years, like this girl who's talking on the pendulum, 9 years. So you put them under captivity. But that's what was done with the Jews in the concentration camps. Your style gives you away each and every time. Your desperation also is pretty evident in your style only. Anyway, I hope somebody figures this out and stops you. Otherwise, it's over for all of us. Makes no, I don't know. Then, so we have to exit forcefully from the body. If we have earned it well, we go to a good loka and then wait for one kalpa so that everything goes back to order. ETs are talking whole load of shit. And that's the only thing we have on earth. While the rest of us, it's a schizophrenic behavior on earth for one kalpa. Rest of us, atmically are in our lokas, there are 14-15 of them. We're doing what we're supposed to do without a body. Either enjoying it or living life, a hellish existence without a form, wherever it is. It's worse than having the body, frankly telling you. I told you it's looking like Windsor Manor when they've gone to Saudi. ये जो है Windsor Manor लग रहा है this latest time when they've gone to Saudi. I said this is तो looking like Windsor Manor. RSS wins Tamil Nadu NM more. Better still, Mori, which means the sink. So in the wash bowl, the Mori is the wash bowl in the bathroom. सिंक जो होता है वो मोरी होता है ना, क्या होता है? When you open the tap, waterfall flows into the sink in the bathroom. That's a mori, right? Isn't that a mori? There's a connection to Rio yet once again. At the end of the day, let's just say the mindset of people from Kazakhstan, Yemen, Turkey, Iran, and Hindus are diametrically opposite. Italy is a safer bet comparatively, but ideally the Hindus should have their own Hindu nation with no foul play. So far it has been only foul play, and it's not an RSS issue, because must keep in mind that when you are vulnerable, you're easiest to available. So the game played is on the back of the opposition of all these years. They're very knock downable, which means replaceable. Who you replace them with is the issue. What mindset? You're going to have a rogue nation otherwise on the back of it. I don't want to say it because India actually is a great country. The scriptures have so much knowledge. It is a saving grace for the country. In fact, it has been the biggest level of security backing any kind of defense for the country. The anti-god figured it out. And that's what he wants to break at the core. Whether he's successful or not, only time will tell. That's the core at the issue. That's actually at the core of the issue. You have called Sanatan, you have called Baha'i, you have called lots of things. It is foul play, it is fool's play. You are fooling the people of the land, pretending to be them, but knowing who you are, completely diametrically opposite to them. Your style, the place you come from, your beliefs do not match actually this land. And it is not about everyone going under a ghungat or everybody going conservative, but there is a decency in the scriptures. The way you do things is manipulative, deceptive, and indecent. And that's what the issue is. That needs to be done away with. Foul play drama does not give you good results. Manipulation, lies does not give you good results. If every person who is voting knows exactly who you are and out of free will decides, okay, this is what I want, or then rejects it and says, no, I don't want that. I mean, look at what they've done over there. But to manipulate something that's not working somewhere else, and you are from there, and to manipulate it on somebody else's land, being deceptive, manipulative, and lying, now that is fooling the people, and that's not okay. That's where the problem's at. You can't be that desperate to grab power. Come on, for heaven's sake. You can't be that desperate. When you are in a state of desperation of that kind, then where is your empowerment? That means you are powerless. At which level? You are powerless at an atomic level. But why are you powerless at an atomic level? Haven't you earned it okay in all your lifetimes? कि तुमको ऐसे बहरूपिया बनना पड़ता है, ऐसे वेयरवुल्फ बनना पड़ता है, हाइडिंग इन शीप क्लोथिंग्स. You should be able to win it with your own identity. Why are you not able to do it? Compared to you, the handful that you are, what is the population you are playing with? What's the ratio of it? तो पापा पापा क्या बोलता है? And then you are playing the nail. क्या क्या साउंड करता है? नट क्रैकर का साउंड बनाता है. Your foul play and your lies, your deception, your deceit, frankly does not work, because I am living, walking, talking proof of how you only view me. You have never let me know what you've been up to. Varsha is supposed to be French bloodline. You used her for your Indianized revolution, the French way. But you kept me out of it. Varsha is manipulatable. Jaya is too strong. Jaya comes from a very strong background. Jaya is too self-righteous and naive. Yet Jaya is too strong. Keep her out of it. Use her as the jack. Varsha has done stuff because she's been maneuvered and manipulated. Today she doesn't have her life. She's spirit. Kept under lock and key for 9 years. While you've been busy playing whichever game you want to in the public. Influencing the masses with lies, deceit, changing people around. There is a Varsha out in society today, but she is not JAYA.ADVANI. There is a Kiran Merchant out in society today. He's not Kiran Merchant. Who has played all these games? You. That shows your level of desperation. When it comes to me and me being nail cutter and nut cutter, ISI background which you are trying to put on me, Pakistani background which you are putting on me. If I was that, why didn't you grow me up to become a jihadi? I'm your tout, no? I got your bloodline in me. You should have used me that way. Why you were not able to? Why you kept it all quiet? Why you played on me as the jack? Why you created so many duplicates of mine, sending them to Europe without me being in the know? Why you stole my passport 2 times, 1996? Why you spoiled my reputation, 9th standard Fort Convent School? Why you spoiled my face before I went to the 12th standard HR college? Why you spoiled my face again just before I got married, a little on the chin? Why you spoiled it fully, 2003 end onwards? And then again in 2015, 16, 17. Why you did all that if I am your tout and your stooge? You are self-contradictory, frankly telling you, and I am a physical evidence of everything you have buckified, manipulated, lied about me, recorded about me. But I am the physical evidence. If you put on your fucking glasses and remove your bloody fucking dark glasses and that shit, elusive lies that these fucks have gone and put over your brains, you think with your own brains and logically analyze it, you'll see they have lied, messed around every time on the bloody chessboard, sitting on the outside of it. Those who have bloody, some of them who have trained, they know all the loopholes. Then they've got the help of the legal loopholes. Then their bloody network through journalism worldwide. If that's not a bloody criminal, then I don't know what is. Deceptive, manipulative, ugly as hell at the soul level. And not to mention most disempowered and most desperate. The manner and the way they have functioned. That desperation, that disempowerment at an atmic level, that a person has to be so deceptive and hire only those kinds, should tell you the atmic quality and where that shitty atma comes from. So anyway, you must be knowing something from Rio. Rio se kya aata hai? Whatever has been told to NIA, and keep those 10 out of the way, or one ED. The rest who know who you are and you know you are not giving with wrong activity. Then those who are in whatever the law keeping agencies, and you know for sure down to the last constable also, you know you're not giving with nefarious activities. Don't get fooled by these guys. Just don't. They played a filthy game. Oh, we have the word worm. This is Kira. According to me, I think he is shape-shifting for Kiran uncle. Kiran uncle is a Vaishnav Bhatia. He's a Chikna fair man. He's a Gujarati man from Bombay. His great-grandfather has settled and bought property of buildings and buildings in Bombay, in South Bombay, prime property, sea facing. You can't afford it if you're not an industrialist in today's day and age. His great-grandfather was all of it. In their time, when people used to put out boards and say, please come, there is a PG available. When property had not become so expensive, his grandfather, great-grandfather or great-great-grandfather had lots of land in Bombay. So they are old-timer Gujaratis in Bombay, Vaishnav Bhatiyas. That's a Chikna man. Chikna means fair, white with hardly any facial hair. Chikna, fair, like Jigna Bhatia. From my school, Varsha's class, they are different. They are Vaishnavs. They are not dark-skinned at all. They are all fair-faced. This version of Kira is got a brown-red skin more. It's a brown, uneven skin kind of thing. It's more. It's a different face. It's not dark, but it is not Kiran uncle, Baba. Kiran uncle, as I said, is, you see in the ISKCON temple, you see all those gopis, and you see like all the photos of the gopis and all the fair ones. So their family is something like that. There's a big difference. Their style also is different. So worm is Kira only. Now what you want to do? Yes, we got Ron also. Ye Ron, thank God we don't have ISI, because that becomes again a big headache. Anyway, this is giving you, there's a sister involved. Anyway, I hope there's somebody who can address this. There's foul play galore. This is just throwing little light on it. My job is only to just throw light with the investigators and then having a proper strategy to address it. That's the most important. The world is too big, Baba. You can understand that over here, if this is the Brahmand, it's such a huge place. Sitting and fighting for a dot in the world being so tiny, in this entire Brahman, we are actually for most part of it existing where? in this Brahman some way or the other. We get a visa to come over here once in a while, either from there or either from here. Now creating so much chaos on this place, that also a dot in this place. This is the world. India compared to the world is just a dot. But over here also you got so much choice. Your ideologies, there is a place for it somewhere in the world, but you are mixing it all up. And when you're mixing it all up and you're creating problems in everybody's land by mixing it up, you're serving the anti-god. He doesn't want you to thrive. Why won't you thrive if you are happy in your own ideology somewhere in the world? You get together with your ideology, you are prosperous as a community with your beliefs, you live in communion, you're happy with each other, you agree with each other, you are in mirth with each other, you help each other, you do business also with each other, you give jobs to others also with each other. Why won't you be a prosperous community? But that's what the anti-god doesn't want, because on the back of it what happens is he has to leave the body and go away somewhere here. He doesn't want to be here. He wants to make this a hellhole so he can subsist here along with the rest of everybody who comes from here. Once you do the wrong karma, even if you're from there, if you fall, you'll fall down there. So he wants more company, which you don't want to do. So what he does is he fools you all the time. So far you have been fooled. His logic and reasoning for it around the entire world, which is represented by this, is primarily to get you over here. So why are you playing into his hands? And if he is Hitler's reincarnation along with Stalin, then he is desperate from his last time of failure. So he will play it filthy this time. That's what he's been doing from the 70s, is what I understand. Varsha, if I can ask you, Narottam Das Merchant was Kiran Uncle's father, and Narottam Das Merchant's father, Kiran Uncle's grandfather, and Ravindra's grandfather. Were they actually real Hindu Indians? Old timer in Bombay? So they are actual Hindus? Families like theirs were destroyed? All this happened from the 70s also? Done by the foreign government or done by the foreign criminal network or done by foreign government using the foreign criminal network? Are they going to get stopped now? The place that my forefathers come from, if you're willing to share on camera, yesterday I did this off camera, is, am I from that Leon place, Castile Leon? From Spain there's a place Castile and Leon. Am I from there? Am I from a place called Nevara or Neveri? Nevara? Am I from a place called Nevara? Am I from a place called Catalonia or something like that? I can't remember the name. Catalonia or something. Catalonia. Am I from south of Spain? The southern regions of Spain? Is my, whoever is from my actual ancestry, the sperm and the egg that contributed to my creation, is it from southern Spain? South of Spain? Or Portugal? So it can safely be taken that my forefathers are actually the ones who contributed to the egg and the sperm are from that Catalonia and Navarra region in they're northeast of Spain or north and northeast of Spain. That's where I'm actually from. Okay. Now what I do want to ask you, Varsha, is over here you talk about worms. You talk about Tamil Nadu and you talk about the sister of the worms. You're saying, and the name Ron is very important. But Ron is not a Hindu name. Ron is actually a Catholic name. So what I'm trying to understand is worm standing for the name Kira. Are you trying to indicate the shapeshifter of Kiran Merchant, who is late Mr. Kiran Merchant? Would a fair description of Kiran Merchant be that he looks like Jigna Bhatia? As in he has that skin color, that skin texture, Jigna Bhatia in school? Fair and their translucent kind of skin. So a good way of explaining them would be, let's just say what ISKCON has of lots of the murals that they have with the gopis and all. So that's very fair skinned, very nice looking, the gopis. So can we say that the real Vaishnav Bhatia family is actually very much like that? The ladies and even Kiran uncle was that way only. We assume he is tanned because he is traveling in the sun. But he takes the Deccan Queen up to a particular year. He starts taking he only comes to Bombay in the Deccan Queen. Otherwise, they started taking the car only sometime in 2000, 2001, 2002. Before that, they used to take the Deccan Queen. So anyway, do we understand you're talking about the shapeshifter of Mr. Kiran Merchant? You're calling him Kira? He's from Tamil Nadu actually, or he has links to Tamil Nadu. He has a sister. Is he the real merchant? Is he the real Narottam Das merchant's son? He and his sister are real Narottam Das merchant's family. Have they grabbed property of Narottam Das merchant family? So would you say they have stolen identity of Narottam Das merchant's children and grabbed their assets and created problems for them involving the underworld? They're basically from Tamil Nadu and they're greedy. They are manipulative and deceptive. He has trained to be a police sometime. He's the one who loads the AK-47. Does he solve crime? Does he give with, let's just say, solving crime? Does he use his knowledge of how the police functions because of his training hand in glove with, let's say, Jaitley's knowledge to cite the criminals? Is that how these guys function? Is he shape-shifting today for Mr. Donald Trump? Is he the one who went to Saudi this time? Was he commissioned by whoever is hiding, I don't know, whoever is pretending to be Indian government? Was he commissioned by them? Is it the labor class versus royalty primarily wanting to grab all the assets by the labor class of the Middle East and whatever their network is? The worstest kind of foul play ever? Is that what the issue is? Have they fooled many people around the world? Would you say it is deception and manipulation? Is it for world welfare the way they are projecting it? If you had to say, in their subconscious mind, is it for the world welfare ultimately? Is it to take revenge for the hardships they think as labor class they went through and their forefathers went through in the Middle East? Is it to take revenge primarily? Would they want to take revenge against the middle class also eventually? Is the whole idea of it greed and poor loka soul related? Or is the guide or the guidance at a soul level coming from the lower realms that is making them do what it's making them do? Do you see this being stopped, understood by, people around the world as to what has happened? Do you see this actually coming, at least being dealt with and being stopped and addressed appropriately? Who is Ron in this case? Is Ron an important name? I keep getting Ron and John. You told me this man's name when I asked you. You told me his name is really Jake or then Jafed. He has shapeshifted as Mr. I-Advani at some point in time at number 4 Jaswell also. So this one man has shapeshifted as Mama's first husband she divorced at 4 Jaswell. Then he has shapeshifted as Kiran Uncle Mama's second husband. Is he responsible for breaking the locker at 4 Jaswell and stealing those papers? Is he responsible for putting 86,000 against my face on the property papers of this house, this apartment on the 18th floor of Purva Palm Beach? Is he responsible for calling me to Bombay at Bhatia Hospital with a very poor attitude towards one version of Anita Merchant? After I registered these property papers, is he involved in the foul play of these property papers of J1801 Purva Palm Beach? Is he the uncle that the maid who was working at my home from Bombay, Kamwali Bai, 2 buildings away at Marine Lines? She brought 2 girls. One was Pavitra, who has not put her photo on the security gate and the security app for people coming and going from this property. One day she came, spoke some shit and left. Another day another girl called Gautam E came, worked and went. One of them talked about uncle ko baat kiya hai, but the only uncle ko baat kiya is Kiran uncle. Everyone says uncle ko, he's called uncle primarily. So were they referring to this chap who is shapeshifting at America today and is shapeshifting as Donald Trump? Is he there to steal from them? Commissioned by the creeps at the Indian Parliament without the Indian bloodline? Have the creeps and the labor class from Middle East shapeshifted into the Indian Parliament under the umbrella canopy cover of the Indian reputation, Hindu reputation built with honesty. And are they doing the grandest heist worldwide at the moment as we speak? Do you see this getting stopped? He grabs wherever he's shameless. You better be very careful. I'm not wed creeps, and I'm not wed those who manipulate, lie, and are deceptive. You bloody well hear that and understand it once and for all. I'm sick and tired of your shitty games. Rewriting, re-speaking anything I talk. You have blown the handler who was covering for me, but you were exchanging the information that I was sending out. Otherwise, they would have never taken you to Saudi. They'd have cut you off. The very fact they've invited you over there, you have done some candy over there even this time, is because you are converting information the way God to see great हो. वो जो SMS जो भेजता है उसको कन्वर्ट कैसे करते हैं, उसी दिन से तुमको आता था कम्युनिकेशन टेलीकॉम के टावर से कैसे कन्वर्ट करते हैं. Yes, you know how to cut into communication, rewrite it and redirect it. You have been doing this from the time that movie was released or a little before it. It's a Salman Khan movie, go see what it is. You were able to do this from that time. So then comes the question of whether Mr. Sunil Mittal is actually alive, or is he alive but underground. So you could mess around the way you've been messing around. You've been messing around big time. तुमको लगता है तेरा बाप का माल है. एंड फ्रैंकली बोलूँ, अगर तू मेसिंग अराउंड पहले से कर रहा है जिस तरीके से तू कर रहा था, देन तो एवरी penny earned by India so far, in your mind, you think you allowed India to win it. So you let the Indians work, you let their bank balances grow because indirectly they are working for you. Tomorrow you want to stamp down on the Indian economy and poof, via the technology and digital network, everything gets transferred to you. They are the only working for you, right? After all, your schizophrenic mode, you have been working in a deceptive, manipulative manner ever since the 70s. Somewhere you feel you've also cunningly put in your hard work to get everybody else to work. They would never be able to earn it if you didn't allow them, right? Like how one version, crazy version of Mr. JAYA.ADVANI says what? Look what you become. I've only allowed you to become this. See how I take it all back. My father was never of that crazy mindset. What got him to talk like this? That is the reason I'm saying what you are doing with people who you steal from. You manipulate. You are deceptive. I am a small example of how you think. And because I am not so threatening to you, you have been playing everybody on the chessboard. You believe that my voice will not ever be heard. So you can sometimes relax. After all the time you are pretending, when you are deceptive and manipulative, कहीं पे तुमको वेंट करना पड़ता है, तो you actually are able to then let your guard down a little. तो वहाँ पे थोड़ा indirectly the truth comes out. Indirectly, when the truth comes out, we figure out actually piecing it together. Achha, this is the mindset. But it is not about me. I am the experiment, right? Who has never been told anything because of my background, which is a good one. Diametrically opposite to you. नहीं तो हमारा पासपोर्ट लेके तुमको दुनिया क्यों घूमना है? Why you would have to go to Europe on my passport? There are so many other passports and identities available. That's because of a good background that I come from, which was ruined by you, both on their land as well as on me. And anything connected with me, or than my mother, birth mother. बोले इतना जो ऐसे गेम खेले वो कितना डेस्परेट होवे. What kind of desperation drives such an आत्मा? I don't know what this is. Tamil Nadu Norm 1R6. God only knows what it is. Maybe he's got a sister who shapeshifts for Anita. इसका असली सिस्टर इसकी वाइफ बनती है एट टाइम्स, क्योंकि नाइदर Mr. Kiran Merchant is not there. If you want to know what kind of food he has asked for, I can show it to you. Okay, so just to give you an example of what happened yesterday, I was not in the mood to actually do the heavy reading, because you can understand what we are getting is pretty distressing actually. I have fever as of now. So I then take a break, complete break. So as a breather. Anyway, so light-hearted, I was just, for my own sake, I was just asking the pendulum what you know, Varsha, primarily Varsha, what you eat, what you like, what are the food that you will like, because I'm making an offering. So whatever you like better, I know what you like, then it can be offered by waste, you know. So what I got was these words. Not these words I didn't get. I got these alphabets out of, you know how I do it. How we ask the pendulum to, on this kind of thing. So which alphabets should I take? So after asking on it which alphabet I should take, I got what alphabets I should take. So first I was thinking, I don't know what I'll get out of this. But then after that I saw we got bhutta corn, which is something my mom used to have. Bhel, which I don't like bhel at all. My mom and her husband used to have a lot. Cornflake chivra they like. I've eaten all this in their house. Ghee only my nani gives us in holy time, from the time we are in school. So Varsha also loves it, mom also loves it. It is like a jalebi but a big ghee. It's big. Okay, so I was surprised to get the ghee. I asked her, do you want the ghee? She says yes. Then she says chia seeds. Then she says thepla. Then she says thali. So if you see, we have thali also, and I am very surprised because thali jo hai, none of us actually enjoy. It's a Gujarati thing. Only the Gujus eat it. So my mom, because she got married to Kiran uncle, they enjoy the thali. So my mom will do the thali in their way, up to whatever they can do, or then in all the caterer and ask him to deliver the food. So up to 2000 and I think 6, the thali used to be sent by the caterer or the sanatorium in later years. But there were 2 men who used to actually do for weddings thalis. So in the earlier years, through the 80s and the 90s, a big thali used to come, and then is for about, it lasts about 3 days because it's too much food. So I'm aware of all these things. So I was surprised that he's asking, or she's asking, THALI THELA. It is thela, but I asked her, you want thepla? She said yes. Okay. A thali has the thepla in it. Then the baked quiche, baked BACKED, baked QUICHE, quiche. So a baked dish, a quiche. Then some hide and seek chocolate biscuits, which I know she used to have. Figs, अंजीर जो होता है, लड्डू जो होता है. She told me tea leaves also, which I gave her. This came in only after she asked for it, and she was very excited. The pendulum was moving very heavily on the offering of this. Tea leaf, chai. She is lefty. She was left-handed, my sister. The rest of us are all right-handed. I asked her, you want beda? She said no. Budi ka baal, Varsha and I used to laugh a lot. Okay, but she wants budi ka baal and bundi laddu. Laddu basically LADU. So I said bundi or that one which is of wheat. So bundi is okay. She's happy with that. And budi ka baal. BUDIKABAL. Okay, budi ka baal. So these are few things that we have actually laughed about when we were growing up. There are some very key things known to us. The thali is the uncle's thing. This is why I'm telling you the real Kiran merchant is not alive. Maybe you know it and maybe you don't care. But grabbing other people's assets, throwing them out of their own assets, fooling the Hindus, talking about the Hindu game, getting rid of the Hindus only and grabbing assets when you come from places like Yemen, Turkey, Kazakhstan, Iran, that's not fair. Rules of war are rules of war. Rat behavior, thievery is thievery. You cannot call yourself a warrior. Any self-respecting Indian army person will have to hide his head in shame. The ethics, the morals that are required even when fighting a war is very different from plain thievery. Okay? Or deceptive, manipulative behavior. There is no comparison. I don't understand why you are doing this useless, all that shit. That also on a recording. You want to do something, do it loud, no? Then from here, I also got other things, something other than that, the messages that had to come in. Bhagi guide, die, KL, Florida, fake. Hide, hike, bag, back, lied. Kite, tail, tag. Deaf, hag, dig. Cut, bite, lefty, kid. That was Varsha. She used to bite everyone's hand because they used to touch her cheek and say, so cute, so cute. She was left-handed and she used to bite everyone as a child. Okay, file, cat. Halt, hack, fuck, date. UTI, FD, caged. Duke, bhai, aged, quilt, killed, leak, leaf, tug, hefty, fall, fault, cab. Okay, then I went back to understanding what she wants to eat. Dahi curry also something, thali and bhindi and cabbage. Okay, but this is very important. This that I got is very important. Bhagi. She says when she was pulled out of being JAYA.ADVANI, when I got back from Australia on my semester break, the girl who was being Varsha in the house at that time actually is not from a good background. She was picked up from something like a brothel and then changed and converted into Varsha so nobody would miss Varsha. That girl also is no more in her body. She said Jaitley is behind it. Ramesh Advani knew about it, or which version I don't know. But she said that girl is with her. She has gone to an upper realm, even though over here she was not from a good background, but she was a good person. So that girl has gone away and has joined her. It's a very nice person. So she's also no more in her body. Okay, this is what Varsha told me on the pendulum, and she has joined. She and Varsha were together. There were other people also with her. But then Shirdi Sai Baba had told me many people will come to visit you. Okay, and she has told me don't get angry simply because they also get upset. They want to pass the message. If I get angry, then my anger is not giving the is eating into the time to actually speak logically what downloads we get through the pendulum. So not to get angry, instead to be the in-between communicator, whatever we are getting. Okay, so she said she's died and she's joined her on the other side, and they are all in the upper realms. They are okay, they are not going to the lower realms. She is moving to the upper realm. Then I don't know who, there is somebody in KL, Florida. There's somebody who's fake over there as of now. The real one is under lock and key at Kamote, Vichumbe, Kalamboli. That's Tumuna Hingurani. Who's playing her in Florida today is a fake. Then anyway, hide, hike, bag, back, lied. There's lots of lies involved. Kite, tail, tag, deaf. Deaf hag. Now the thing is, deaf hag is Deshpande's wife. In Lonavala, there was a man called Deshpande. He used to run a laundry service. So he also used to do electrical work. My mom said his son got involved in very bad, nefarious company, and his father was not happy with it. His mother is deaf, I think. I'm not sure, but there is a deaf lady. She goes to homes and cleans it. So if they're talking about the same thing, apparently they harassed her a lot, but she's deaf, she can't hear anything. So don't know, you will have to investigate it. This is all post 2009. Like post 2008, if you do a check of Lonavala, let's say 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000, up to 2008, and then 2009 onwards. How much would have gone haywire is not a joke. And it is linked to that show that goes off, reality show every year, which moved its shooting to Panvel, and Khandala, Lonavala is where they were putting up all their people. There's a direct link in that also. Okay? Cut, bite, lefty kid, file, cat. So she's saying her name is Cat in the file. She's the lefty child who writes with the left hand. Mine is this right hand, but she was a lefty and she used to bite as a kid because they used to go, how cute, and she's fair and cute. She was cut. She says it was one cut which she was killed. Okay? Then I don't know, somebody halted the hacking of fucking, which is if your body is put with a device. These guys have free sex using IP and SMS or using the telephony. That's what Starlink is all about. You better be very careful. Both at Saudi and at India. The device and your brain cells are in your body. They just activate it via the keyboard and they celebrate very cheap things. You got your father sitting opposite you in the table and they'll be fucking around. You've already been warned 2011, 2012. Lena hai, lo nahi lena hai, mat lo. I think you should believe me now after so much evidence. Even if you are a duplicate and you are a criminal network, they're not going to leave you. You're better off shaking hands with the authorities. That chap is an anti-god. He will use you and spit you out, and in ways, today when your 100 terrorists have died, he has used the Indian army and the Pakistani army. Who can you blame? But did you do work for this chap before? And if you're no more, how do you leave the evidence? He will do it with everyone. Wake up, wake up, wake up. I'm telling you, I've been telling you this for quite some time now. You study Hitler, you study Stalin, see their style. Uska baap anti-god, Kali, Kali, Kali. Kali Yuga ka Kali. Either you let Kali win or you get rid of Kali, identifying who he is, and then let the world be a happy place. It's too minuscule compared to the entire Brahmand. You must understand, if you are going to a lower realm for wrong activity, according to the universal laws, you from this place cannot decide how the Brahmand is to treat you. If this place also becomes hell because Kali wants it to be hell, then when you want a breather from here or here, if you come from here up here and Kali is ruling this, then Kali himself comes from here. So then when you're trying to move up over there, you're living an existence connected with this realm. Why are you helping him? I don't understand. So you are closing the gates on you only for a breather. So if there is war in Pakistan and India, like there just was, how many flights got cancelled? How many visas were stamped down on and said, no, you can't go there? That's what will happen to you at an atomic level when you want a form and you want to take birth somewhere or you want to incarnate somewhere. Why are you doing this to yourself? Whether in the scheme of things you belong today to this realm or you belong to these realms, it's the same thing. Even if you come from this realm and you want a breather to this realm, if he is going to be ruling this place and you are wanting a breather from this place, you'll be leaving this with form, he'll be atrocious to you in this place because this place will be connected with the energy of this place. You don't get a breather. Why are you doing that to yourself? So he has also eaten. He eats up everything. वो फ्री में खाता है, चीज़ जो कमाता नहीं है, बस चोरी करता है. झूठ के बल पे झूठ बोल बोल के मैनिपुलेशन करके ये खाता रहता है दूसरे के अर्निंग्स. सो यू मस्ट नॉट अलाउ इट. My mother had put little money in her UTI. I don't know what she's talking about. Do you remember 2016? Whoever was pretending to be my mother must have been his sister shape-shifting for my mother. क्या बोलती है? Kiran uncle was screaming at her from Lonavala to Bombay to get me removed from the nomination of Maharashtra Bank. In 2016, after that I have never really met my mother, though I was very sick. She also says it will be very difficult for you to step out. After that, all the drilling, grilling sounds start. Like the construction is happening in my home. This guy has abducted a lot of people, put them under lock and key in Duris. Some of them have been raped. This girl who's talking to me on the pendulum has been raped. तेरा बाप का माल है क्या? Ratting away. तुम खुद का कमाई क्यों नहीं करता है? ये थोड़ा झलक है, like Mr. what's his name? All these guys in the Indian Parliament, they tell you, no, this is just a trailer show. They're all, none of them are actually, Hafiz Syed is no more. ये उसके डॉक्ट्रिन्स पढ़ के खुद के दिमाग चला के अनएडुकेटेड तरीके से कुछ भी कहीं पे भी स्प्यू करते हैं. So when Starlink comes to India, you'll better be careful. You'll be sitting at the dining table getting fucked. Where from you will not understand how. It's all got to do with what's chipped in you, connected with the tin. Not everybody is in the tin. They have celebrated Eid on this. You should understand it. Okay, so this guy has eaten the UTI FD that she complained about before also. Caged, Duke, Bhai, Aged, Quilt, Killed, Leak Leaf, Tug, Hefty, Fall, Fault, Cab. Okay. You are talking the Hindutva game, talking about terrorism, fooling people in the name of India, Pakistan, using both resources, both armies. You yourself are from the Middle East labor class. Pretending to be Indian Parliament. What right you have to exercise? That who is actually Indian Hindu bloodline, so many of them you've gotten rid of. क्या गेम खेला है? लेकिन this ability to be deceptive and to be so manipulative with no ethics, frankly telling me or telling you, ऐसे चीज कौन करता है? Everybody question it. Your guest, when you call your guest to a party, are they kleptomaniacs? 1 in a million maybe. But can you leave your whole home open and say, enjoy, you are my guest today? नौकर घर पे रखे, कबर्ड्स एंड लॉकर्स को खोल के रखेगा? कि निगरानी करके उसे काम निकाल के बोलेगा ओके टेक योर सैलरी एंड गो। चोरी कौन करता है? नो, यू नीड टू डू दिस. You need to actually analyze all this way. That bloody human rights is criminal rights put into place by the miscreants from the 40s, 50s only. Keep them aside. Either they do their job properly or they are not required. If they are put into place by the anti-God and his supporters, why do you need them? तो यूज योर ओन ब्रेन्स एंड एनालाइज इट कि बात क्या है, एंड यूज योर ब्रेन्स क्विकली फास्ट बिफोर इट इज स्टैम्प डाउन ऑन. आगे जाके वो भी होने को है. क्या है? एवरी टाइम यू पुट माई टीवी टू स्लीप, वाई डू यू कीप डूइंग दैट एंड देन टॉकिंग सम शिट. ऑल्टी नाम है टीवी का, उसका मतलब नहीं है वी आर सर्विंग ऑल्टी, वी विल नॉट, विल थ्रो इट ऑन योर फेस. समझा? आवाज कम कर. आई किक योर फेस. एक लाफा लगाओ फिर पता चले. आई टेक अ हॉट बॉइलिंग वाटर एंड थ्रो इट ऑन यू. बी केयरफुल. नौकर, careful. Bloody garbage. कट्टर का पैदाइश. ओ, ये औरत जो है शायद वर्षा बनने निकली है कुतरी. This is how they keep grabbing assets. I'm fed up, frankly telling you. Either the Indian army do something with the world army against these people. You have been told already 100 times, it is not about the borders. Tomorrow there will be no borders, but there will be only mayhem on earth. With no borders. So before that happens, it is important the world has the borders, keep the borders. But for now, the good people need to come together with your acumen, your abilities, your training, but only the good people. Whether it is in the medical line, research line, scientific line, army, police, agency, you need to catch these guys. Otherwise they will eat you up alive. It cannot be more black and white than what I have said. It cannot be more than this black and white. अब ये ऊटी भाग गई है जो हमारे घर आके काम किया है, लेकिन बोलूँ ये खुद जो है, वर्षा भी बनी है, इसका जो एक तो है लंबा है थंब से, है तो काली, ब्राउन स्किन. whereas वर्षा इज व्हाट? शी इज फ्रेंच थ्रू केरला. शी इज वेरी फेयर. शी इज मच मोर फेयर देन मी ऑल्सो. I could have been born fair, but then for my dysentery problem, the medication given to me got me to become brown to the point of actually dark brown and very hairy. That could have been on purpose to make me look Indian, I don't know, but I'm an infant. By the time I'm 1 year old, the way I look when I'm first born and the baby I become by the time I'm 1 year, there's a difference. But both babies is me only. I'm born in 73, whatever the date be. You understand? Foul play हमने नहीं किया है, ऐसे लोग ने शायद किया है. So to wear somebody else's identity for the money is shape-shifting, wearing skin of somebody you are not. I have been to Tamil Nadu only twice in my life, once for one overnight stay and once for 2 weeks via Jones Lang Wooten. Other than that, Tamil Nadu, I really don't know. I could have gone a couple of times to Ooty with Akhil Gupta and Kabir Gupta genuinely in the 80s and early 90s with JAYA.ADVANI, hopefully he was alive at that time, with Subhash Gupta. ये जो लड़की भाग गई है बिस्लरी आदमी के साथ, गई है ऊटी. ऊटी कहाँ पे है? Where is ऊटी? तो wherever that is. So anyway, how to understand this, I don't know. This could be a mix of lots of people. It may not just be the sister. I'll have to ask. बोलू बेशर्मी का एक हद होता है. आई एम तो फेड अप ऑफ वाचिंग दीज पीपल एवर सिंस आई थिंक 1996-97, but we didn't feel it so much at that time. We felt little, but not in my face. 2007 onwards, though I don't know, and 2013, though the less said the better. Useless. You tell the truth about how I was kidnapped. Come on. दबंगी दिखाना है, सच्चाई नहीं बात कर सकता है क्या? दबंग बनेगा. Sweetie Pie, Barsha, cat. File name cat, my cutie. Okay, Cutie Pie, what I'm asking you, you are French bloodline, sweetie? When we were growing up, you were the fairer one between you and me. I was the brown one. I was brown and hairy. Tell me one thing, since you are in the afterlife and you can give me the honest answer today. Since I was an infant myself and I don't know better, was I born brown and hairy? Was I naturally brown and hairy by birth? So are you able to see what I was when I was first born, naturally born, what I used to be like? Are you able to access that? Was I as fair as you when I was first born? So I became brown and hairy primarily because of the medication, because of the dysentery that I had. The baby pediatrician at Oval, Churchgate, that mama took me to, not us, me to. That's when my looks and form changed to brown and hairy. Okay, now coming down to one thing. You are actually very fair. You were not messed around with so much, right? So you stayed fair. The person who is, the cis is you. Cis is you. INR is your money. Om is you. Are you from Tamil Nadu? A girl from Tamil Nadu wore your skin and your identity for your money, is what you're trying to say? The Tamil Nadu girl who wore identity of JAYA.ADVANI, Mrs. Shalina Hundalani, is she Om? Are you calling her Om? Because the word Om is over here. So if I understand, Om, sister, INR is you, whose file name is cat, but is JAYA.ADVANI for all practical purposes with French bloodline, not because you want it that way, because it was manipulated that way. It is your money was stolen. Now this girl is known to that version of Kiran Merchant, Kira, Worm, whoever it is that you're talking about. Does he know this girl? Is he the reason for the stealing? Is he aware of how people's face and form is changed? Is he aware of the gene editing? Has he shared it with the Indian authorities or the Indian army? But then why are they using the Hindutva game in the Hindu land but playing it on the back of other people? So the Indian army is involved in this? All of the Indian army is aware of it? If I had to ask about the percentage of the Indian army that knows about this, will you be able to tell me what percentage in and around, not the exact amount? So we know what we're up against primarily. Anybody who's deceitful is just deceitful. They don't have a place for any job. No, you don't have a place. First and foremost, whether you are anything, even a rickshaw wala, if he finds somebody else's stuff, he will give it back. It's called basic ethics, whether you have a job or not. There is no place for deceitful people. Then those kind of people are not cut out for any kind of job. Any kind of job. Not even frankly, एक बनिया का दुकान भी एक लड़के को लगा है काम पे. A baniya shop keeps a boy for work. How he can leave his shop with somebody who's stealing and lying and cheating and deceptive and manipulative? His shop will go to a loss. Then in such key positions, how it is possible? But so if we ask you, is 5% of the Indian army involved? Would it be 5% of the Indian army? Who's in the knowledge of all of this? 10% of the Indian army is involved? Five to 10% of the Indian army is involved? 8% of the Indian army is involved? 9% of the Indian army is involved? 10% of the Indian army is involved? In your Indian army, 8 and 9 is an important number, birth dates. Also tells you below 10% of the people are involved in your Indian army who know what this is all about. तुम पापा 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 क्या गा रहा है, जब क्या कर रहा है? पापा अगर हमारा है वो हमारे जैसे स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड, क्योंकि उसी ने हमको पाला है. तो वाई इज दिस डिस्पैरिटी वे आई एम नॉट विलिंग टू डू द रॉन्ग थिंग बट यू आर प्राउड ऑफ डूइंग द रॉन्ग थिंग? तो फिर पापा पापा क्या बोल रही है? Then what about my face? What about my 5-month marriage? Glorifies the father's position. You should have straightforward answers. I don't have time for games and this. You want to have me shot, you want me have me killed, you do it. I don't care. I'm too free. I really do look at it as a larger good. And when I have to leave the body and go, I really do want absolute freedom in terms of not being tied to any bad karma. That's how I've lived my life by default. I don't know how. So far it has worked. So last minute I don't want to switch to something that ties me to something that's not that great. That's it. And this also, actually doing this is not my choice. This comes from Shirdi Sai Baba. It started in 2015. It took me 1.5 years or 2 years to listen to him. Yesterday, you saw I was so angry and so tired. He told me, go to Dwarka Mai, take the blessings, everything will become alright. I didn't do it because I was tired. I did so only in the evening, late night. Because I remember that when we don't do what he says, then it works against us. But in 2015, I didn't listen to Shirdi Sai Baba repeatedly for the next 1.5 years or 2 years minimum. 1.5 years. So when we stop also, then we get ossified in some way or the other, so we have to then continue doing the read. Okay. ओ माय गॉड, यहाँ पे SSR भी है. दिस इज सुशांत सिंह राजपूत. He's got a hand in SSR's case too. Or there is a connection of SSR with Tamil Nadu's this man. Or SSR sinned against my sister. She was holed up for 9 years, where many people visited that place. You one of them? You proud? Generally, when a man is attractive, the girls run after him. He needs to ask them to please look somewhere else. That's a real man. And that's an attractive man. Anything else is frankly highly disinteresting and highly unattractive. He said the better. Sachai hai. An eligible person is somebody, or a highly eligible person is somebody who is considered eligible not for reasons he's desperate or doing the wrong thing, or then chasing stuff that doesn't want him, or chasing stuff that is under lock and key, under duress. I think we will all agree to it. I don't know which parents would be proud of their children with the kind of activities we picked up that happened to cats, file name cats, at that Vichumbe Kamote, Kalambole. I don't know which parent would be proud of their child. And if you are proud of your child, then there is something wrong in the social fiber of this country. Is it really a Hindu issue? Or do we have too many people from the Middle East, with that also from the labor class? Education, understanding completely different from the skin they are wearing. Nirbhaya and Arushi is a point in case. It is on the back of it you chose your government. It is on the back of the kasab that you chose a new law. But who really put it together is what you need to address. What kind of people? Was there foul play on it? Was it manipulated so you actually walk into, asking for something because they already have a plan which they put into place their way? You need to actually question it and see whether it happened that way, or is it good or is it bad actually for everybody. I think I will do this in SSR could be Om, and so he was done away with. but there is sin involved in this entire setup. I don't know if there are any other political parties you must be knowing. I don't know. You see, I don't know. Okay, but there is SSR, Rosie. I don't know if it is whatever, and Tamil Nadu. SSR and RSS also. Sorry, ये बताओ ये हो गया coconut. So you know what? I think I will just put this off now and take a break. I'll see later on if I come back to it. Let me ask her. Let me thank her and ask her. Varsha, you okay with me closing this over here for now? Or is there anything else you need to say via this throw which requires me to still continue with the throw? Okay, so then I will do that as a part 2. For now, I'm going to close this. Thank you very much for the guidance. I'm closing this for now. So we close the session at 13:56 is when we're closing. 2 in the afternoon we're shutting the session off on the 17th of May 2025, Shani and Rahu's day. Okay. So the girl who has worked at my home, there is a definite connect between her associates and that who is playing Kiran Merchant and Trump today. You need to investigate it. Indian Army, whoever is outside of that 9-10%. That 9-10% actually are who, if it is like Arun Jaitley and Rajnath Singh, the core competency, core component, well then you need to identify it. But like that it must be everywhere. He hasn't spared households. one household के अंदर उसने mixture किया है. तो then large institutions it should be expected कि किया ही होगा. He's had a head start from the 60s. We're now 2025. Okay, so anyway, I'm shutting this now.